this will be my fourth year, and it's so cool seeing something new, modern, up to date, and I just love it.
The THS TV studio might look a bit differently. After a week of construction, it's time to reveal the new studio.
Coming up on THS TV, I'll tell you about a local football player on the right track to amazing football career.
I'll tell you who the Artist of the Year is.
These stories are coming your way on today's THS TV. Good morning and welcome to THS TV, Thompson High School source for news, entertainment, weather, and sports. I'm Brady Talbert.
And I'm Camille Bunch, and we're streaming on THSlive.com. And now to today's top story. On the top of America's kill list is the ISIS leader Abu Muhammad al-Awdani. The U.S. wants him dead because he is considered author of the strategy of the wanton murders that have left more than 500 dead in attacks around the world since October 10th. This man is dangerous because his charisma is so enticing to others, he draws people to want to join ISIS. Al-Awdani's resume helped him reach the top ranks of ISIS. He was one of the first foreign fighters to oppose U.S. coalition forces in Iraq, crossing the border from his native Syria into Iraq in 2003. He also reportedly was captured in 2005 and taken into custody at a camp run by the U.S. military, but what was released after 5 years in 2010. Not long after he was released, he appeared as a media spokesperson for ISIS.
Several local organizations and businesses took home top honors in the city's 2015 Christmas Parade, which was held this past Saturday, which drew thousands of spectators. The city set up a judging station in front of the former City Hall building on US 31, and each float in the parade had the chance to conduct a 1-minute performance for the judges when they stopped in front of the building. Out of nearly 200 entries in this year's parade, the following floats took home top honors from the event's judges: Best Use of Theme, Champy's Famous Chicken; Most Creative, Warehouse 31; Most Entertaining, 6th Grade Thompson Warriors; Best Walking Entry, Alabaster Jazzercise; and Best Holiday Spirit, Dance Etc. Congratulations to all these winners.
Christmas came a little early for us at THS TV. You may have noticed our set looks a little different than usual. Well, that's because it is. Throughout this week, members of our staff have been working hard to revamp our studio, and it's finally ready. Staff member Brady Talbert, who designed the set, was nervous when the project started. Look at what's going on around our school in today's announcements.
The Sister School team is collecting shoes to send to our sister school in Honduras. Please donate any shoes in good shape to one of the boxes around our school. Make sure the shoelaces are tied together so pairs of shoes do not get separated. Prom tickets are now on sale from Miss Bishop in room 230, before and after school during 7th period. The tickets will be $50 each until January 29th. From there on, they will be $65 each through February 29th and $75 each after that date through April 5th. The next deadline for senior video pictures is next Friday. Please submit elementary, intermediate, and middle school pictures. Please note that these should be pictures of groups of students from the class of 2016. Class pictures are okay, but snapshots are preferred. Please submit them to room 315 during 1st, 4th, 7th, or 8th period only. Put your name on the back of any pictures you wish to be returned. You can also email pictures to thstv@outlook.com. You can still submit baby pictures as well. That's all for today's announcements. Tune in every week for your needs to know from around our school.
All right, so now we have a new football coach. Not really new, but new. Still new
For
to
this
us.
year,
Yeah.
yeah.
Coach Mark Freeman, how do y'all think he's doing this year in rebuilding our program?
I think he's done an absolutely amazing job. There has been such an improvement from last year to this year. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
And not only on the field, but you can also tell that the team as a whole is just much happier.
Yeah,
together.
I think give it a year or two, and he's gonna be on the right track. But speaking of high school football around here, in today's sports, I'll tell you about a Hoover graduate who's making an impact on his college career. In sports, I'll give you a preview of the race for the Heisman.
And later, I'll tell you how the San Bernardino shootings are affecting the entire nation.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
As the college football season comes to a close, let's toss it to Sam Callahan to get a closer look at the most sought-after award in college football.
When it comes to the world of college football, championships are the most sought-after thing in the college football world. If it's not national championships, then it's conference titles. But the most sought-after award in college football is the Heisman Trophy. The Heisman Trophy is awarded to the best and most deserving player in college football that year. In years past, the award has gone to a quarterback and has been known to be a quarterback award. But this year could be different. Throughout this year, the Heisman frontrunners have been running backs. The consistent play early on of running back Leonard Fournette led many to believe that he would take home the trophy. But it all changed the first Saturday in November, as Fournette would travel to face off against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Fournette, who was averaging right at 180 yards per game, would only rush for 31 yards. But his counterpart, Derrick Henry, would really jump onto the map with a 210-yard game. And from then on out, he would be the front runner for the Heisman. But Fournette has not been the only one to fall off from the Heisman race. Another running back, Ezekiel Elliott, would also disappoint, rushing for only 13 yards against Michigan State. With both players losing ground, it has allowed other players to step up, such as Deshaun Watson and Baker Mayfield. Watson, for many, has made a strong case to win the Heisman. Watson is the starting quarterback for the Clemson Tigers, who are also the #1 team in the country. He has led his team with 36 touchdowns, 27 passing, and 9 rushing. And on the other hand, Baker Mayfield has led his Oklahoma Sooners to a top 4 ranking. He also leads the country in passing yards. But even with other candidates coming on strong, the favorite to win the Heisman is Derrick Henry, and many believe he will win easily.
I think Derrick Henry's going to win the Heisman because he's the best running back in college football right now.
I feel Derrick Henry's going to win Heisman because he's one of the best running backs in the nation, and I feel like averaging 141 yards a game, he'll be the best to qualify for it.
I feel like Derrick Henry is going to take the Heisman this year. I feel that way because, Derrick Henry has showed a lot of, abilities to say that he can be, well, he is the best player in college football right now. With his record-breaking, him being able to break Trent Richardson's record for rushing touchdowns in the season, him being in the front running with people like Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson and, the most 200-yard games, stuff like that. That really shows character and shows that he really, should win this trophy, So also, Derrick Henry's been flying on the radar a lot lately, since he's been at Alabama. But now I feel like he's on the radar, so I feel like he should win it.
Derrick Henry's level of dominance was not unexpected this year. He is playing on one of the best teams in the country, and Alabama has been known to have good running backs. But Henry has taken it to a new level. Henry this year has rushed for a total of 1,791 yards and has a school record 23 rushing touchdowns. and has had 4 200-yard rushing games. The 4 ties with 2 other Heisman winners, Bo Jackson and Herschel Walker. But Henry hasn't completely run away with the award. Deshaun Watson, that is, has given himself a fighting chance. Watson has had a steadily good year for the Tigers and has made a strong case to why he should win the Heisman. Baker Mayfield, who is third in the Heisman race, seems to be done for the season. Mayfield will not be playing this week, and any hope is all but lost for him. For more poll results and finalists, tune in next Friday for THS TV's prediction for Heisman. For THS TV, I'm Sam Callahan.
One of the Alabama native athletes has transferred his success from high school to college and beyond. Marlon Humphrey, a Hoover graduate, has not only won 2 state titles back-to-back, but now has won 2 SEC championships back-to-back while part of the Alabama Crimson Tide. And on top of this, he has won a youth track and field world silver medal in 2013 in the 110-meter hurdles. Humphrey not only plays football, but is also a member of the track and team for Alabama. It's bowling season, and follow reporter Bryant Horn as he takes you into the hurdle of some of the biggest games in this year's bowl. That's all for today's sports. Tune in after Christmas for more sports headlines. Now back to Camille with more news.
Last Wednesday, thousands of Americans anxiously waited as police tracked down 2 suspects who fatally wounded 14 people in a facility for developmentally disabled individuals. This event sparked even more controversy in the debate for more or less gun control in America. Reporter Sarah Jones has got the story.
In 2012, 12 people were gunned down in a Colorado movie theater. In 2013, a gunman opened fire in a Connecticut elementary school. And even more recently, 8 students were murdered at a community college in Oregon. These events ended in tears and cries for change that were voiced on social media platforms. President Obama has pushed for stricter gun control laws, and the presidential candidates for the 2016 elections have been forced to take a side in the issue. Republicans in Congress are not making any quick moves to pass new gun control legislation, but instead are focusing on one of the bigger issues at hand, according to the new Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan.
But what we have seen in a common theme among many of these mass shootings is a theme of mental illness. And we need to fix our mental illness laws, our policies. They're outdated. And that is something that we are working on right now.
Should America work to change the stigma behind mental illness or continue to work for stricter gun control laws? I took to the halls of our very own Thompson High School to find out.
I think that the primary importance of this issue is in getting rid of the stigma to mental illness and improving our quality of care for those who are mentally ill. I do not think that firearms are the cause of our increase in violent crime, but I do think that mental illness and how we don't treat mental illness appropriately, but how we stigmatize it rather than provide appropriate care leads mentally ill people with recourse only to violence.
37 out of the 50 states do not require a permit to purchase a handgun. Out of those 37 states, 31 of them allow open carry of handguns in a public area. Alabama is one of those states that does not require a permit nor prohibit open carry. Though Alabama does allow open carry of handguns, Alabaster does not allow a firearm to be shot in a residential area. Lax gun control in the state makes some students uncomfortable.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. It's just sometimes, like, whenever you have open carry, people carry it, stuff like that. If something was to happen, I mean, you would be there to protect yourself, but then again, people will use it whenever something happens to them.
I wouldn't say gun control is a necessary policy, but it is needed, in a sense, if you get what I'm saying. It just depends. They need more restrictions on who can carry and who can have it, because you never know. Some people, they will need it in certain situations, and I understand that, but when you have children that are taking their parents' guns and using it to harm other people or students, it's become a problem.
I feel that open carry, is a good way to show that you are a gun-owning U.S. citizen and that you do have a permit and that there are good people, and guns aren't bad, it's the people that do it.
Though the gun control laws in Alabama may be lax, state politicians are working to make the public a safer place. As of September 1st of this year, anyone convicted of committing or attempting a violent crime or those convicted on a misdemeanor domestic violence offense are prohibited from possessing a firearm. Probate judges also must now report every person they commit for mental health reasons to law enforcement. With the 2016 presidential election approaching quickly, Alabama's new gun control legislation may be adopted as a federal law, and the controversy over firearms could possibly end.
I don't feel like that guns should be outright banned, but I do believe they should be heavily restricted. For most law-abiding, gun-owning citizens of the United States, this wouldn't change a whole lot, I don't feel like, but it would eliminate a lot of the more harmful variables involved in gun ownership.
I think that no matter whether gun control becomes greater or if they put more security on buying guns in stores, that means that the people that would use them for the right reasons wouldn't have access to them. And technically, a lot of the guns that are purchased tend to be purchased outside of legal boundaries. Somebody will either sell a gun to somebody that they know, or it'll be passed down in a family. So whether they control guns more and they control the sale of guns, I feel like you still can't control the wrong people from getting the guns in the stores.
For more updates on controversial topics in our society and the upcoming 2016 election, keep tuning in to THS TV. Reporting for THS TV, I'm Sarah Jones.
Meadowview Elementary School has been full of Christmas cheer this past week as the PTO held the school's annual Santa Shop. This specially themed shop allows students to purchase Christmas presents for their family members. Throughout the week, each MVES class took turns visiting the shop, which ranged from with a range of low-cost items. The shop is filled with tools, office supplies, scarves, toys, and more. And of course, Alabama and Auburn items. All the profits from the shop are used by the PTO to support the school and its teachers. So there's a lot of Christmas stuff going on this week. We've already talked about so many Christmas stories, plus there were the Christmas dress-up days that happened this week too.
Yeah, and then the choir had their Christmas concert last night.
And the band has their Christmas concert
Oh yeah,
tonight.
and the band also had something big that they did last night, and I'll tell you more about that in entertainment.
The Wind Ensemble performed at UAB last night. In entertainment, I'll give you more details on the prestigious opportunity.
Christmas is quickly approaching, which means it's time for holiday stories. And later, I'll tell you more about the Christmas plays happening in our area.
I'm Alexis Lundy, and this is your Warrior weather. Right now, the current temperature in Alabaster is 66 degrees. Tomorrow, you can expect partly cloudy skies with lows in the 50s. Sunday, there'll be sunny skies throughout the day. To start off next week on Monday, the great weather will continue with highs in the 70s. That's all for today's weather. Now let's toss it to Madeline with today's entertainment update.
Yesterday, the Wind Ensemble got the honor of playing as a guest band at the UAB Honor Band Camp. They played Rocky Point Holiday, Burn, Dusk, Black Horse Troop, and Dancing on Water. The ensemble beat out many bands to be a part of this prestigious opportunity. Not only did they play for the other students at the Honor Band, but there were actually some members that took part in the camp and had to manage their time to play with both THS and their respective honor bands. Be sure and catch all three of our bands tonight at their annual Christmas concert. Award season is right around the corner, and the Golden Globe nominations have been released. Carol Spotlight and Concussion lead the nominations for Best Motion Picture. Amy Schumer from Trainwreck and Melissa McCarthy from Spy both were nominated for Best Actress in Comedy. Two of the nominees for Best Supporting Actor in Drama are Michael Fassbender and Steve Jobs and Sylvester Stallone in Creed. Nominees for the Best Animated Film are The Good Dinosaur, Inside Out, and the Peanuts movie.
The award show will air January 10th, 2016. Taylor Swift had an amazing year in music, and everyone took notice. The singer who made her first transition from country to pop with her album 1989 was named top artist by Billboard magazine for their year in music. Not only that, but T. Swift's 1989 earned the distinction of Billboard 200's Album of the Year as well. Swift claimed the title of the top artist back in 2009, making her the second woman to be named top artist twice, following Adele in 2011 and 2012. The success of Swift's 1989 made it only the 5th album to spend its first year in the weekly Billboard 200 Top 10. That's all for today's entertainment. Tune in after Christmas break for more entertainment headlines. Now to Michaela Williams with an update on what's going on in Alabaster this weekend.
During this time of year, it is common to be consumed by Santa Claus holiday sales and what's hiding under the tree. But some local organizations are trying to spread a different message about Christmas. And what better way to do than that through live production? This weekend, you can catch the Gospel According to Scrooge at Kingwood Church. Doors open at 5:30 and the performances go through Sunday night. If you are feeling nostalgic and want to throw it back to a childhood favorite, the best Christmas pageant ever is being held at the Alabaster First United Methodist Church in the Restore Building. The showings will be tonight at 6 and tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Tickets are $10 and include dinner and a show. That's all for today's Alabaster Entertainment Update. Tune in every Friday for more news from our area.
Well, Christmas is right around the corner. We do have to get through exam week first.
Yes.
A lot of work to get through.
A lot of work.
Yeah, after you get the study guide done, it's just restudying something. Just basically.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
Got to get through exams and we get 2
5
weeks
more
off.
days, y'all. 5 more
We are
days.
almost done.
Payoff.
That's all for today's news.
Tune in after Christmas for more updates from around our school and community.
And follow us on Twitter for your updates.
Have a great day.
Thank you.